Sunday Club!
Hi Sunday Club! Now today we are doing South Africa. Now the reason we're doing South Africa is because I'm South African, and in case you didn't notice, we've got all the flags and all the colours. My shorts are the South African flag, so yeah, it's very much South Africa Day here. So the reason I've got a beanie on is it's actually winter in South Africa, and even though it's winter there, it's warmer than it is here. But it's sun shining, and today we're going to have a braai, traditional South African braai, which is a bit different from a barbecue, as it's not a stove you take outside to braai or to cook your food. A braai is to get your wood, and it's all about the atmosphere and having time, good times with friends outside, as much as it is to cook your food. Right, so we're going to light the braai now. So we've got these lighters.
Oh man, those are mad.
So the fire has started, so I thought while we get it going, and have a few facts of South Africa. Now, firstly, South Africa has got 11 official languages, and also, thank you, Ruben. Now, South Africa is known for its amazing animals, and there are various types of animals there. Aaron's been to South Africa. Aaron, what's your favourite animals that you've seen in South Africa?
My favourites are a zebra and an African penguin.
Brilliant. So those are really lovely animals, but there are 5 animals in South Africa that is actually quite feared. Do you know which animals those are? Right, so those 5 feared animals are called the Big 5, and they are rhino, elephant, leopard, buffalo, and lion. So, but my favorite animal is actually the secretary bird, which is a really lovely bird, and it's got a strange way of walking as well. We've seen them walk, and it's really quite fascinating. So it's maybe something you could look at, like a video clip on YouTube. Right, so my favorite fact is this, that the Springboks is currently the Rugby World Cup champions. And how do we say it? Go Bokke! Now in South Africa, as I said before, there are 11 official languages. Now my language is actually Afrikaans, that's my first language, and English is my second language. So I'm going to teach you a few words in Afrikaans. Now the thank you, the Afrikaans word for thank you is dankie. Dankie.
Donkey.
Dankie. And kerk is church. So church is kerk.
Kak.
Kerk. Now we've got some other interesting words in Afrikaans. So when you say luiperd is a leopard. Luiperd.
Leopard.
Leopard. Now lei actually means lazy, and perd is a horse. So it's actually lazy horse if you put it together. The interesting one is giraffe, which you say is kameelperd. Kameelperd.
Caramel pop.
Kameelperd.
Caramel pop.
A camel is a camel, and as I said before, a perd is a horse. So it'll be a camel horse. Yeah, other one's a butterfly, and it's a skoenlapper.
Schoonlapper.
Skoenlapper. Now, schoen is a shoe, and a lapper is like fixing it. So a shoe fixer.
So yeah, if you wanted to fix a shoe in Africa, you could just go for a butterfly.
I guess so. The other one I was actually thinking about is a spider. It's a spinnekop. Spinnekop.
Spinnacle.
Spinnekop. So spin is weave, and kop is top. So maybe a weaver top. Now one of my favorite things in South Africa is camping, and that's the best thing to do. The weather's great. There's lots of animals because we would like camp next to the game reserve. However, they do have fences to keep the animals out, but they do not always work, because what happens is baboons climb over the fence, and if you're on your campsite and you don't have proper lids on your jars, and you've got a half open bread, the baboons will actually come and steal your bread. Now we've actually seen this happen about a baboon going to someone's tent, stealing their bread, someone trying to confront the baboon getting very angry and defending his bread that he took. So that's actually quite fun. It's funny, you get some funny times, because you can also, when you go into the park, you know, you drive through it and there's no fences. The animals, they just roam free. And my stepfather is very brave, as he would go right up to the elephants, who don't care if there are any roads in the park. They've got their own roads which go over the roads that's built for cars. Now this one time my stepdad went right up to the elephant, and the elephant decided, well, I'm not having any of it, and started to charge our car, which my stepdad decided to put it into reverse, which obviously is just one gear. The elephant started charging us, and that was a very nervous time for me. Yes, that was frightening times, but you know, it's just nature and it's great, and that's one of the fun memories I remember. So here are some pictures of us camping in South Africa, and you can also see, so there is a bos lory on a braai, and they are very, very noisy birds. Now there are braais at each of the camping pitches, because braaiing is a very important part of South African life. Now here you could see Opa having a braai, and that's me and young Aaron enjoying our time there as well. Now here is the baboon I was talking about earlier. It stole the bread. You can't see it, but it's kind of holding it under its paw and running in front. Now here's quite a few monkeys in the campsite itself. And here's a monkey finishing off someone else's breakfast. When we were having breakfast at this restaurant outside, we saw this elephant strolling past us.
Oh,
Yeah.
got one.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
I got big one. I got it so big. Want to see it?
I do.
Okay. I'm surprised. Here we go.
Well, I like you.
Look. This
Aaron, look at it flapping its ears to cool it down.
Oh, it's just gonna video it. I don't know.
Like he's going into the tree now.
This will never happen again.
Have you seen
No, that.
So here's an elephant walking down the path towards us, but at least he didn't charge us. This is a secretary bird I was mentioning earlier as my favorite animal. We saw this bird in a bird sanctuary in Cape Town. We also saw it in the wild, but it was quite far away, so we couldn't get a good look at it. Now this is a real zebra crossing in South Africa.
Did you get them?
Yep.
When we were in the house, we noticed a couple of furry friends who made themselves comfortable in the house. And now these are called bush babies.
It was Aaron that saw it. It was on top of the cupboard. I heard something yesterday.
Another one. Another one.
Oh my goodness, we've got two.
Now in South Africa, you can grow all sorts of really nice foods because it's a warm climate, things you can't always grow in Scotland. So they are very like tropical food, tropical fruits and vegetables, but there is one type of thing, I'm just going to say, that you can't, well, like you struggle to grow in South Africa, and it's in here. So if you can think about what that is, and we'll let you know, because it's a story that is all about what's in here, and it's a big faith story in South Africa that's changed many lives. Now, Christianity in South Africa is a main religion. Now, there's 80% of the population identify as Christians. I myself went to church every Sunday. My mom was a very faithful Christian. So we went every Sunday, and then afterwards I had Sunday school, like you would have Sunday club every Sunday. So here's a picture of me when I went to school when I was about your age. Now, we went to school, well, we started school at 7:30 in the morning, and we finished at 1:30 because it's very hot in the afternoons. And and also went to Sunday school, just like you. So in South Africa, we celebrate the same as here as Christians. So we'll have Christmas and Easter, the same. However, over there, the seasons are turned around. So we would have Christmas when it's very, very hot. So instead of being cozy in our house, we would go out camping and also have a braai. So it's all the same. We celebrate Jesus coming into the world. We just do it differently. We go out and have a braai, go camping because it is so warm. Now here's a picture of me when I was about Ruben's age. So this is us camping, and it was a caravan with a tent on it. And that's me sitting there, and my mom packed a Christmas tree for us to put in the tent and enjoy. I'm going to tell you about a story that's really well known in South Africa. It's a story about farmers, about one specific farmer who, in this particular year, it was very hot and it was very dry, and crops were really struggling. He decided we need to get the farmers together to pray, and he felt God prompting him to get this organized, and he was able to get a whole stadium full of farmers to pray to God to help them. So in this particular year with the drought, farmers were advised not to plant crops unless they've got a water system in place. Now this farmer got all the farmers together to pray for rain, went and felt God say, well, I want you to plant this specific crop. Now that is the one that I had in the tinfoil. Can you remember what it is? Right, so we now got our meat on the braai. It's lovely, we're having a great time, and I don't know if you had a chance to think about what this is, so we're going to reveal what's inside. It's a potato!
What do you call that in Afrikaans?
An aardappel, which is an earth apple. So this farmer felt God say to plant potatoes. Now potatoes is fairly easy to grow in Scotland. You might think, so what's the big deal? However, in South Africa it's very difficult to grow potatoes because even in good years it's still very much a dry climate. So you can grow bananas, avocados easy, but potatoes even a good year is hard. So this was a year of drought. This farmer felt God saying to him, I want you to grow potatoes. And people around him thought he was crackers. Why is he doing this? But he felt, this is what God is directing me to do. It's hard, but I am going to go and plant potatoes. So with potatoes, you don't know how they're getting on when they're growing. They're not like other crops where you can see on the top that they're growing well. So potatoes, pretty much you have to believe that they're growing. And so this farmer told all the other farmers what was happening. As I say, they were praying, generally praying. Now he believed that God would grow these potatoes, and when harvest time came, when he opened up the ground, there was a bumper crop. And this story is really well known within South Africa. Now I'm going to read Matthew 17 verse 20. Here it says, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. So if God tells us something, we can have faith in him and trust in him that he will do what he says. Now, to give you some inspiration for your artwork, we've got some pieces here which just explains how colourful South African colours are. So we can see how the sun really shines nice and brightly through there. Beautiful, beautiful colours. And also, not just the colours, there's lots of beautiful patterns here. So you can see on this recyclable flip-flop here, all the bright colours. And yeah, look at that pattern there. So it's just to show you what you can bring to it. And we want to show yours?
It's mainly the same, but it's like all these paintings, like making somebody in like the night. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see there as well, look at these beads on here, very colourful, and look at the lovely patterns there as well. That brings it out. So we would like you to make your own African inspired art. So it's like the bright colours and the patterns, like we showed you in African artists. So if you could do that, that'd be great. Aaron, can you tell us about your art there?
Okay.
Yeah.
So mainly I made all of this out of mainly potatoes. So I dipped them in some paint. And I just like put them together. I made some little swirls, and that's what I did.
Yeah. So the mountains also is about the verse I was talking about the mustard seed, and if you can have faith, you can move mountains. So we'll put some videos in as well, some video clips about Aaron making it.